Hi from China. My name is Anna Maria Coutu, and I am the International Network Manager for the Canada Border Services Agency in Beijing.
Beau bonjour de Amman en cette Journée internationale de la femme. Je m'appelle Julie Thibodeau. Je suis actuellement en affectation à Amman en Jordanie comme gestionnaire de réseau international pour l'agence. Je suis responsable de la région qui regroupe l'Afrique et le Moyen-Orient.
Hi everyone, happy to be a part of this forum. My name is Farah Morali and I am currently based in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Hello, bonjour. Mon nom est Pascal Trachy. Je suis agent de liaison pour l'Agence des services frontaliers du Canada. Je suis postée à Pretoria, en Afrique du Sud.
In this position, I oversee a team of liaison officers across Asia Pacific.
I'm responsible for several Caribbean countries where the focus is to intercept high-risk goods and high-risk persons before they arrive to Canada.
Another important task that I have is to assist in removals. People being removed from Canada just to liaise with the local partners.
Because our mandate is so diverse, this position can be very dynamic.
On a connu une hausse exponentielle des appels des compagnies aériennes en lien avec les restrictions de voyage. Le soir, la fin de semaine, la nuit, le jour, à tout moment, on recevait plein d'appels.
Another aspect of our job is to assist with large evacuations of Canadians from our respective areas in times of emergencies. For example, last year, I was part of an 8-person delegation sent to Wuhan, China, to assist with the repatriation of Canadians at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. That experience really tested my resilience as a person, as well as the skills I have acquired through my 18 years of experience with the CBSA. It reminded me that as an officer, I also need to use my soft skills too. While it is our job, we are there to provide our service to people who are afraid, tired, and looking for someone to just get them home safe. When meeting with our law enforcement partners overseas, it is apparent that women are still underrepresented, and there are times that I am the only female in the room. I have found that the best way to deal with this is just to be myself. Try not to be one of the boys, but be a strong female voice.
Being a woman working in a law enforcement field, and particularly a woman of color, has its own unique challenges. The countries I work with are very much patriarchal societies, so traditionally and historically, law enforcement has and continues to be a male-dominated field. If there are women working in the field, they tend to be few in number and for the most part of it occupy low-level positions. It is difficult to break through this type of barrier that has literally been constructed by decades of tradition and history and has unfortunately resulted in a power structure that is very one-sided.
Accepting a posting in South Africa, which is a high crime country, was particularly challenging for my parents. I'm not here by myself, I'm here with my partner. It's a decision that has to be made within the family. If anybody is really not on board, that will be very difficult. The difficulty came in with the time difference, with the perception of family that, oh my God, you're two women in Africa. How will that work?
I do recall one interesting instance. It was my first area trip to a certain Caribbean country where I was to deliver a training session to law enforcement officers and meet with the senior level officials for that agency. So the day of the session, I get to the venue, start setting everything up, making sure everything is ready to go. The officers are trickling in, and about 10 minutes later, a gentleman enters the room. He goes straight to the front, tells everyone to take their seat, and that he, as the Director General of the agency, he will introduce the group and say a few words when the Canadian official arrives. To which I said, the Canadian official is already here, and that would be me. Of course, the look of surprise was evident on his face. He immediately apologized and said, "Sorry, I thought you were the assistant. I wasn't expecting you." Some would say that his reaction was offensive. I would say that you really do need to have a proper understanding of the culture, of the societal norms before drawing that conclusion. The fact is that in the society of this country, activities such as conducting expert level, specialized training, engaging with officials at the highest levels, collaborating on investigations are activities that are typically done by male officials. And that was just what it was. So while it is a challenge, it is important to recognize that we as women have a unique opportunity to promote ourselves in law enforcement and bring awareness to the topic to those who have the power to start or continue that dialogue within their own organizations with hopefully a goal of making a change at that level.
Un tel déploiement implique un grand chamboulement dans ma vie personnelle, mais je me questionnais aussi sur mes compétences. Est-ce que j'avais ce qu'il fallait pour relever ce défi-là? Et je n'étais pas convaincue non plus du fait d'envoyer une femme. La raison et le courage l'ont emporté sur le doute. Je me suis dit, Julie, tu as un intérêt pour les activités à l'international. Ces activités-là correspondent à tes valeurs. Tu as toujours eu du plaisir dans tous les mandats de gestion que l'agence t'a confiés. Et oui, tu les as, les compétences. Alors, me voici en Jordanie depuis maintenant 1 année et demie.
As an officer, I have mentors who provide advice and guidance when times are tough. I also draw from my experience as a sister, a wife, a daughter, a friend, and a leader to help me overcome some challenges.
I do believe that it is a skill to be able to effectively navigate the cultural and societal norms in such a way that you break through the barriers and do what you need to do to get those results. I have managed to do that with my partners through exposure, consistent, continuous engagement, and at the beginning, what almost felt like continuously proving myself until a sense of trust was established. Reaching that level of collaboration with your partners is really what has made this job one of the most interesting and rewarding experience that I've had with CBSA thus far. It really does make me look forward to finding the opportunity in the challenge.
Sometimes I encounter walls, but I do what I can, and I'm very proud of every little success that I have, whether it's one class that I've provided, and these people are thanking me for the information they never knew before and now go off to be immigration officers that know how to look for documentary security features, for example. Very, very happy about that. And I'm hoping that that type of information will create ripples that will infect other people within their organization, and they can pass that knowledge on.
Je ne peux pas parler pour les femmes qui viennent de la région et qui travaillent dans des milieux non traditionnels parce que je n'ai pas eu l'occasion d'en rencontrer beaucoup. Pour ma part, j'ai vite compris que les partenaires ici, dans la région que je desserre, comme partout ailleurs, ce qui est important pour eux, c'est d'interagir avec des collègues, des partenaires qui sont efficaces, qui connaissent leur business et qui tiennent leur parole. Ici, les gens ont beaucoup de respect pour la hiérarchie, mais les gens valorisent aussi beaucoup l'expérience et les connaissances. Et je pense que ça m'a beaucoup aidé à faire ma place quand je suis arrivée. Je suis d'avis qu'il ne faut pas prendre les gestes culturels de façon personnelle, dans la limite de l'acceptable, bien sûr. Les gens avec qui on travaille, s'ils nous apprécient vraiment, ils trouvent le moyen, le bon geste qui ne contrevient pas à leur culture ou à leurs valeurs pour nous le faire savoir, nous le faire sentir. Et c'est ces petits gestes-là qui sont vraiment importants.
The cultures are very different. I remember certain meetings where we talk about nothing related to work for the first half hour. That is just the way that things are done. And then we get to the business at hand. So the meetings are a little bit longer, but it's a good way to get to know the person in front of you.
Prenez le temps de vous inspirer de celles qui ont ouvert le chemin, mais aussi de celles que vous côtoyez actuellement ou avez eu le plaisir de côtoyer, afin de devenir la meilleure personne possible et non pas le copier-coller de quelqu'un d'autre.
Working abroad, I am reminded that not all women around the world get the opportunity to reach their full potential, be who they want to be, or express their opinions. I feel very grateful to be posted abroad as a female in law enforcement. It has given me a chance to show what women can do.
Faites-vous confiance. Si vous exercez ce type de fonction-là, c'est parce que vous avez de l'intérêt pour ce type d'activité-là, que ces activités-là correspondent à vos valeurs, que vous avez du plaisir à gérer ou à appliquer ces programmes-là, mais aussi parce que vous avez les compétences pour le faire.